first thing is explaining it to your child in a way that they can understand. For Hayden, she understands that I came out of mommy's tummy a little too early. It wasn't my fault or her fault. It just happened. And she tells her friends that. And, they don't always understand it. But, she says that's why I trip. And that's why it takes me longer to go places. And that's why I use a computer in the classroom. And really just kind of simplifying things so that your child understands it.
I try to explain it in the most elementary terms possible, not knowing what anyone's background or experience is. And just, we get a lot of inquiries from children who are just beautifully blunt about the questions they ask, and you have to keep it really simple so that they don't lose their attention span after a complicated medical diagnosis. So really just explaining to them in a way that they can understand in very simplified terms. But then also I open the door for them to communicate directly to Sophia so that they won't be intimidated to get down on her level and talk directly to her.
I'm really upfront about Ryer's disability, so if people have questions, I have no problem answering them. I would rather people come up and ask me questions, and I can give them answers rather than just staring and kind of wondering. Kids are really great about it. You can talk to kids about it and they are curious, but they don't really, most of them don't have opinions or judgments. They just see him as different, and once you explain why he's different, they're good with it. And say, yep, he's just the same as you. His legs work differently, his arms work differently, but he's just the same, and here is how he's the same. And I will explain to them, he loves to read books, he loves to color, he loves going to school and playing with all of his friends. That's what he likes to do, just like everybody else.
At the beginning of the year, I would go in, or Dan and I together would go in, and we would talk to the kids about Jacob, and with Jacob, we would plan with him. Does he want me to say this, or does he want us to talk about that? Can we talk about your wheelchair? Can we talk about your computer?
And we leave it open to the kids in the class to ask any questions that they like, because kids have all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
I teach a little lesson that incorporates how, some of the things about Katie that are different, because they're noticeable. They can see how she moves, and then I help them understand, ways that they could help her, because we talk about how we can help each other anyway. And so I find that lesson to be a really great starting point for the school year, because once kids understand, they seem to be able to just move on, and Katie fits in with the rest of the group pretty easily.